this is Colleen from Keeping the Peace, Defensive Handgun Training for Women, and welcome back for Concealed Carry Tips, Episode 6. And for those of you who've been following the series, you've probably noticed there have been a 2 or 3 week delay in my getting a video up in this series. And this is our new little peacekeeper, Hanaya. And she's been taking up a little bit of Mommy's time. And I'm very happy that she's doing so. So it might take me a little longer than usual to get videos up, but I do plan on continuing the series. I hope you've enjoyed it. Here we go. Tip number 1 for today is to adjust the cant or the rake of your handgun so that it disappears when you're trying to conceal. I think I've done a video about this before, but if you take the grip portion of your handgun and turn it upward, especially if you're a female, it'll make the outline of that gun just kind of disappear under your clothing. So if you allow it to sit straight up and down in a straight drop type holster, the butt end of your grips typically will stick out, especially if you bend forward. So just pick a holster that adjusts that cant or that rake forward. It also makes an easier grip angle for your wrist of your drawing hand, but that's just a little tip that I have found helpful for myself for concealing. Tip number 2 for today is to have at least 2 carry guns that operate on the same platform. That way, if one of your carry guns goes down for some reason, you have an alternate or a backup. Now, I'm not even talking in terms of carrying more than one gun on your body at a time, which is also a good idea. But for your main carry gun, either have one that's identical or one that operates on the same platform. Because things happen to guns, sometimes things break and you have to send them in to the manufacturer to have things done to them. I know on my Springfield EMPs I've had the tritium sights go out several times, so I've had to send in the slide for them to replace the tritium. And it was really nice to have a second one so that I could just put that straight in my holster. It shot the same way, it felt the same in my hand, all the controls were the same. That was just really a huge benefit to have that. So I'm not saying that you have to have the identical gun, but one that at least operates on the same platform so it has the same type of controls. Tip number 3 for today is take the time on probably a weekly or bi-weekly basis to clean the dust bunnies out of your gun. What I'll do typically, I've already emptied this out because I just did this with mine, and you can see the funk that I cleared out of there. And this is about 2 weeks worth. So when you carry your gun on your body every day, it's going to accumulate, this is gross, but dead skin, it's going to accumulate lint from your clothing, and just kind of gunk from the atmosphere. So just take the time to clear that out. What I typically will do is I'll just take a Q-tip and run it right back in here, because that's where most of it accumulates, right on top on the back side of my hammer where it strikes the firing pin, and then in this little crevice here. I'll generally get that out of there. Then I like to drop the hammer forward and get in behind it too, because there's typically quite a bit there. Then I'll lock the slide to the rear, and I like to get around this edge, because this edge is another place where it accumulates just a bunch of dust. Okay, I also like to get around the trigger. It seems to accumulate, so I'll do that on both sides, and then inside the trigger guard there. And that's pretty gross. Okay, that's about 2 weeks worth of gunk. Then what I like to do is take the time to oil my slide. Now, I just had a baby. Well, we just adopted a baby, so I haven't been to the range in a little while. So my practice has been at home, dry fire. So my gun isn't dirty. So I haven't taken it apart and cleaned it probably in a couple of months. But what I will do is, since I carry my gun in this type of position, all of my oil will eventually run forward and the back side of my slide will get dry. And I don't want to take any chance of, if I need my gun to defend myself, that there's too much friction and it has a stoppage. Okay, I want the gun to function. So I'll just take a little drop of oil at the back side of my slide on both sides, let it run forward, and then I basically just like to rub it in. and I'll just do this a few times. And then I'll take a Q-tip and just clean off whatever comes out the backside, because I don't want the oil on my clothing. And I usually do that a few times. Any excess will come right out the backside of there. Okay, and then I'm ready to load it back up and put it in my holster and go on about my business. So I hope these tips have been helpful for you today. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. Bye.